The entire team at Emsolation want to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. We want to recognise that we are recording and telling our stories on the stolen land of our country's first storytellers. We wish to pay our respects to all Wurundjeri elders and ancestors, and to extend that respect to any First Nations peoples who listen to Emsolation. We recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples' continued connection to the land and waters of this country, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Always was, always will be.
This is Emsolation.
Well, hello there and welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rossiano. James, are my glasses going to annoy you? I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, a neurodivergent magic brain and a podcaster. And together with my best friend since I was 11, award-winning screenwriter, Mr. Michael Lickis, I bring you this podcast every week. Today on Emsolation, we will be discussing White Lotus last week and this week, because so many of you wanted to hear my hot take on the full moon party that occurred and the conversation when we detoured to Bangkok. Michael has watched Adolescence. I have not. He's going to tell me if he thinks I'm up for it. We're going to be getting to your spicy Sunday low-stakes hot takes, and I will tease the first one with one woman proudly proclaiming she is glad Dr. Patrick was killed off. She salutes the person who did it, who happens to be sitting opposite me today. So let's get straight into it. In the sealed section, I will be giving you my Jesus Christ Superstar review, and there was a little text messaging incident from the Secretary of Defense in the States. But coming up first, well, just first. Everybody in the free world is talking about Adolescence.
Yes.
I am scared to watch it because I'm afraid I'll be manifesting a destiny for my son if I watch it.
That boy does look like Elliot a little bit.
That's why it's disconcerting. And I don't like watching things that make me anxious. She says about to do a 25-minute review on the White Lotus.
Yeah. Oh, there's White Lotus level of anxiety and then there's Adolescence level of anxiety.
But am I right? And I know there's a lot of women especially who feel like me who have just said, I don't think I can do Adolescence. It's a little too close to the bone. It may be like looking into the sun, as I have a son who is online.
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
And who is being steered by his grandfather into the darkest, broiest corners of the internet.
Exactly. So is the hype justified, warranted for Adolescence?
Yes. I mean, for me, 100%. Yeah. I mean, but I'm coming to it from a completely different place where I don't have kids. So I think there's two parts of the conversation. The first part is the fact that it's this deep dive into what's happening with boys in this world and online and how it's manifesting in society. And the other part is this amazing artistic and technical achievement where they pull off these one-shot episodes that you just cannot believe what they have achieved. And because I don't have kids, I'm not like lying awake at night fraught about that. I'm just sitting there going, holy shit, how have they achieved this performance? How have they achieved this technically?
Can you talk about that as a film nerd, as a TV person who makes TV? Why is this such an incredible feat? Because when you say, they filmed it in one shot, people who aren't in telly will be like, what do you mean? Yeah.
Well, yeah, so it's all television series and films and everything like that are done in hundreds and thousands of shots. You set up different setups and shoot them in tiny little bits and put it together. So if anyone fucks up, you just do another take and roll on. In this one, they've staged it all, one continuous shot. They haven't cheated. There are some things out there like the film 1917, I don't know if you remember that war film, where they make it look like one shot, or Birdman with Emma Stone, and where it looks like one shot but it's not really. They digitally...
So wait, they pressed go on the camera and didn't turn it off?
No, per episode. So there's 4 episodes.
Right.
Yeah. And so basically it just would take one person to trip or to fuck up their line or to get in the wrong place, and they would have to start again, do it all again. And it's not like there is one episode that's a two-hander that's like an interrogation. There is another episode where they go into a fucking school and there's hundreds of students and they have an emergency alarm in the story and all the students have to go out onto the basketball courts, which is what you used to have to do. How the hell they accomplished that. Your mind would be, apart from existential angst about boys and what's happening, your mind's going to be looking at it going, oh my God, how have they arranged all of this? How's this all been?
But it really appeals to me.
Yeah.
And I just like, because everything, coming from a live radio background, being a live performer, you get one shot and one shot only. Dun, 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 dun. What's the song? Dun, dun. Yeah,
one night only.
And you get one shot and one shot only.
Yeah.
That's Kanye West.
It's one song only.
Yeah.
Balls are hard, motherfuckers want to find me.
Okay.
Do not.
I went to...
And it's got the Will Ferrell...
One Opportunity. I'm going to Eminem.
No, it's got the Will Ferrell sample in it.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
Gets the people going.
No, I know what it is and I can't say the title. In Paris. The Jay-Z Kanye West song.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You know the one?
Yes, I do know that. Yes. There's also, of course, the Hamilton song, Not Gonna Miss My Shot.
Exactly. Anyway.
Yes.
For me, if I'm told as an actor...
You'd be better. Well, that's what's happened here.
You get better performances. I feel like if actors know they have 15 takes, they'll try different things. But if you say to somebody who's like me, like a red light performer, this is it,
this is it. And they deliver.
You
like
go all in. You're like, you're literally terrified. You're fighting for your life.
Yeah. And they, like, it is unbelievable. I mean, I always find it ridiculously impressive when actors just cry in the middle of the scene. But imagine the pressure of that. Like, this is like one shot. Hundreds of people have hit their marks and it's all on you, and at that exact moment you have to well up. Like, I mean, the pressure. But it's
that
extraordinary.
aside, the anxiety. Tell me about it. Am I going to be able to get through it? Everyone's saying it's a very important thing for you to watch with your teenagers. Please watch it. Anyone over 13, I'm being told, fine to watch it. And have an important family discussion after.
That stuff is always hard for me to judge because, of course, 80s and 90s parenting where they just let me watch anything at all times.
I watched Jaws while we were on a beach holiday to get over my fear of Jaws,
exactly.
of sharks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vince.
Yeah.
Piranha was ripped out when I thought our pool had trapdoors.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vincey.
Yeah.
Now you got to immerse yourself in the fear, Em.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Dad.
That you'll be right. I mean, but we're all completely emotionally healthy.
I mean, I'm fine. You're fine.
Fine. I think it. I mean, my mother watched it. Obviously, she's not an active parent at the moment. She was like, "Why did you recommend that?" I mean, I couldn't stop, but it was grim.
Your mum's. I am fucking not watching. If your mum says it's grim.
Well,
and she invented 80s parenting.
Though. I think there's catharsis and complexity. Also, like, written by, my God, this incredibly talented writer who also wrote Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the stage production. How could you? So basically he's set for life, probably never has to work again. But how extraordinary that one person wrote that and then this. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You still just need to answer all the anxious Emsolators holding off watching it because they're worried that it'll happen to their son.
Well, if you're worried about it, then I think you
need to face it head on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Face your fears.
Okay.
Stare at it. And also, this is such a well thought out, nuanced exploration of it as well. I mean, I'm sure and also it just triggers conversation.
Just don't get how it can be all the things people are saying.
I know, it's wild.
It's a statement on modern masculinity. It's a statement on internet culture and how it is radicalizing young boys. Is it all of the things people are saying
I don't think it's a statement on it so much as it's a story that is triggered by all those sort of things that promotes discussions. Like, how the hell do you parent kids in the online age? And why are boys being attracted to all these guys? Why? I mean, the latest opinion polls in Australia, why is it that young men in Australia have the highest approval rating for Trump? What's going on?
Okay. All right. I'm going to do it.
And also, you know what will make you watch it?
What?
Do you remember the actress that played Princess Anne in the later seasons of The Crown?
Of course.
Yeah, she's got a major role as a psychologist. She's brilliant. But I didn't even realize, I was like, how do I know her? And then I looked it up and I'm like, Princess. And she was so horsey and high class in The Crown. And so anyway, you love to see a Crown person in a different context.
All right. Yes, it's amazing they can take a break from royal life because it's a documentary.
That's right.
Incredible. White Lotus is testing all of us. Season 3 is testing even the most strident of fans of that franchise. And we didn't discuss episode 5 last week, the full moon party episode, where there was a Bangkok detour and a scene with Rick and his old mate Frank that quite frankly derailed a lot of people. It really made them question all that they hold dear. And before we get to that, obviously we did finally get the Never Have I Ever turns into a Flowers in the Attic set in Ibiza. Brothers getting together.
Yeah. The incest
Scenario.
storyline wasn't just a tease.
The incest storyline happened, but the way it was shot, it was so tender. It was like a Lana Del Rey film clip, and I'm like, am I supporting the incest? Like, did I find a part of my brain thinking, oh, good for them? And then I'm like, wait, they're brothers. And then I'm like, but not in real life, so it's okay.
You know, I think that legitimately, because I'm often sitting there going, I should be way more troubled by this than I am. But because you know that the actors aren't brothers, you're like,
Yeah, well.
And also, like, it feels like incest storylines with siblings that it is astonishingly, they've been so frequent in the modern era of TV. Like, this is hardly our first rodeo with siblings fucking.
No, but back to Flowers in the Attic reference, I remember reading that just being absolutely like,
scandalized.
oh my God. Didn't stop me reading it.
No.
God, I love that series. I devoured that book. God, what is wrong with me? I think, though, what I did laugh at, these two men sit down together, obviously, and then we have Sam Rockwell's character detailing, I guess, decades of repressed experiences, trauma, self-discovery over a chamomile tea.
Sex is a poetic act. It's a metaphor. Metaphor for what? Are we our forms? Am I a middle-aged white guy on the inside, too? Or inside? Could I be an Asian girl? Right.
It's the best thing about the season.
I know, it's a little bit of a problem for the season. The most riveting thing had nothing to do with the resort whatsoever. In fact, that's a bit of a persistent thing. Every time they leave the resort, something interesting finally happens. But it was also just because, like, as an acting showcase, obviously Sam Rockwell is amazing and showed it. Like, whatever you think of the text he had to say.
Mate.
Riveting performance, but also full credit to the guy opposite him reacting who's
Rick.
given iconic reactions.
But it was like he was chewing walnuts and constipated at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just like, it's just the whole time. And I love Sam's just sitting there saying, you know, I came to Thailand, I lost my mind, I shagged half of Bangkok. I might be bisexual, but I'm too exhausted to think about it. It was that vibe and the reaction. And those two are really good mates in real life, like the best of friends.
And Rockwell is, of course, married to Leslie Bibb.
Leslie, yeah, who's Severe Bob lady.
Severe Bob lady,
Yeah, Real
yes.
Housewives
Yes.
of White Lotus.
In the three women that you say
Hate
are
each
written
other.
by a gay man pretending to be a woman.
Correct.
Which is the foundation of my career.
Sidebar. Have you seen the actor that plays Rick? Have you seen his topless shots atop a horse?
No. I think I should
Holy
rectify the situation.
shit. So we move to the episode that has just screened, episode 6, and we revisit our favourite brothers, Saxon and Lachlan, who took brotherly love to a new level. And I don't know how to it was a threesome, if you haven't seen it, where Lachlan, the younger brother, whilst engaging in sexual activities with our model, I was going to say French, but she would yell at me.
She looks like Winona Ryder if Winona Ryder was fused with Uma Thurman
Exactly.
in a supermodel body.
Gives his brother a hand
Yes.
job.
As you do. To be clear, not that I've ever done. But
Okay, you can't do that to me because I know your brothers and I'm a very visual person. That is not okay. But it was in a haze of substances and poor choices, but it's finally gone down. The thing that Mike has been teasing for 7 episodes.
oh yeah,
We finally get it.
he went there.
Yeah, and Chloe and Chelsea, obviously, are just delighting in how uncomfortable they can make the brothers. They're being very casual about the fact that there was just some light incest on the yacht.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
totally. Do you sit there? I'm almost troubled by how untroubled I am watching the scenes, but we've discussed that.
I said to you,
But-
it's like I'm sitting there going, am I
Yes.
rooting for these two?
But what I do
They're a
like
cute
to
couple.
imagine is like just the conversation of Patrick Schwarzenegger going to his father, going, "I landed one of the main roles in White Lotus," and Arnie going, "Tell me what happens with your character?" He's like, "Wow,
Schwarzenegger sitting down every week to watch his son is the
I
first thing I
know,
think
get
of.
jacked off by his on-screen younger brother."
While
I feel
he
like,
wears the homage to the Terminator 2 character sunglasses. They're the sunglasses Arnie wore exactly in Terminator 2.
wow,
The glasses that Saxon gets around in.
wow,
Father's glasses from
wow,
Terminator 2.
what a legacy.
And his father's sitting down each week to like watch his son But for me,
I imagine Arnie always lights a cigar to watch TV, but I bet you when those scenes come on, he just takes the cigar out and puts it aside. He just watches it. Maybe he just watches the side of the screen out of respect.
I hope so. But also with Patrick Schwarzenegger, Glenn Powell already exists. Why do we need a low rent version of him? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
What's the diff?
10
What
years?
is the difference?
I don't know. He's
Glenn Powell is 10 years older than Schwarzenegger, is he?
I think so.
Okay,
I want to check.
Belinda finally got some sex, which was fantastic, with Porn Chai.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that was
To only
good.
be busted by the gorgeous son of hers with the smile that could light up a room. It had almost wiped the incest from your brain watching her son smile.
I was wrong. There's only 5 years.
I knew it.
Here's Walton Goggins on his horsey.
Walton Goggins. Okay, we'll be putting that up on the screen. Can you?
Also, go check
Strong
out his
check.
house on Architectural Digest.
He also has a line of, I want to say glasses.
Oh,
yes. He's a Renaissance man.
he really is.
Than any man, I am an absolute slut for half-naked men on a horse and or half of them have become a horse.
Yes. I'm thinking of Adam
Driver as a senator.
Centaur.
No.
Senator.
Senator. Centaur. Not centaur. It's not a suture. It's
It's
not a
not
bandage.
senator, though.
It's Senator. Centaur.
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 Centaur. Centaur. Regardless, I am a sucker for
When
that.
you went to the Senate committee, I would have loved it so much.
Senators.
Senators. Senators.
Piper obviously has told mum and dad she's moving to Thailand, in which
For now.
Piper now, in which they go and visit the monks, and that poor Aldi Daniel Craig is that man needs to be put out of his misery.
He's really been wandering around in the same suicidal mode for many episodes now. It looked like he was having a bit of Buddhist transcendence at one point. But do you know what I think the best line is of the whole show? Wasn't even in that monologue. It was when, is it Natasha Rothwell? Said, this is my consent. Do you guys do that here? We just started. That was the Mike White that I adore.
But he is starting to lose people, and producers keep coming out and saying, just hang in there. All of the incest is part of a greater narrative arc. And I just can't think of what they're going to put in there that we're all going to look at each other and go, thank God one of the brothers gave the other a hand job. That totally makes, I just can't imagine
I'm
what
excited
piece
to
of
find out.
dialogue.
Well, everyone's being invited to this one dinner party at creepy old exes of, yes. And so I presume it's all going to come to a big crescendo.
At the dinner party?
Every season of White Lotus has been an episode longer than the last season. And part of me is feeling like maybe they had the episode length right earlier. See, for me, the star is Carrie Coon. I know you're not into those three. I love her. Oh, I love her.
That made me, those three, oh, mate, I could do without.
Triggering. Are you really?
Maybe triggering. They're the type of women I avoided like the plague.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
They're the type of women I was so afraid of offending or upsetting. Or also, as an autistic person, I know that at face value now, they're not giving me what they're saying behind closed doors.
Totally, yeah.
And they're the people I try and desperately read, but I can't.
Yeah.
No. I mean, they're brilliant. And, oh, mate, that whole, Anyway, we wait to see if it pays off. Do you think it will? Do you think we'll be sitting here eating our words?
I'm not declaring. I'm definitely saying that, yeah, I definitely felt like with the earlier seasons, they were delivering so much joy and hilarity and wrongness and everything like that for all of the early episodes that then the payoff was just an additional thing. Whereas this one, it does feel like I'm okay, like waiting for the...
But I'm still in.
He's a genius.
Chella and I still look at each other at the end of every episode and we're like, well...
Yeah.
But then every Monday morning we're like, yes,
I know.
White Lotus Day.
Oh, I love it. I mean, part of it is just the tactile, like, I want to be in that resort.
I don't now.
Oh, I would.
Besmirched forever.
My mother-in-law is turning 80.
You're doing that resort, aren't you? Yeah.
Not that resort.
Similar.
We're going to a Vietnamese version.
Well, it'll be nice. We wait to see. Moving into a spicy Sundays. Now, every Sunday in the Emsolation Facebook group, we invite you all to give your low-stakes hot takes. And I'm talking about things that won't upset people too deeply, although we have gotten into territory where people have really, really taken, what am I trying to say? What's the sentence I'm trying to say? Taken offense,
too far?
taken issue, umbrage with some of the things brought up there. And I have to say,
the
production.
Wow.
Yes. Maybe the thing down the bottom's taking away from it, but James can get rid of that. That's okay. It's fine. So, yeah, if you're not being a part of it, we're up to almost 1,000 comments just on the one post from 2 days ago. It just keeps growing. And we're going to make it a regular segment. And I have to say, one caught my eye that we're bringing up. Emsolator Emily wrote, and it was so brave. The best thing, wait, did I do this? I feel like I need to make a sting for Spicy Sunday.
Yeah.
Spicy Sunday, it's hot. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll get Zeke to make it tomorrow and I'll sing it. Just know that at the time of recording, we didn't have an intro sting, but if you're listening, there will be one that I made Zeke make. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I reckon you should be doing the big raspy tenor. It's hot, it's hot.
It's
and
hot.
then just have a little sweet, please show respect.
Oh, my God.
Spicy Sunday, it's hot. Spicy Sunday.
Please show respect.
Here we go. This is from Emily. The best thing Michael Lucas did was kill off Patrick. That character was insufferable.
Oh,
Woo!
brutal.
I just want to say, I agree.
Oh, really?
I agree. The best decision ever made for Offspring was the killing off of Dr. Patrick.
But
Fight
because
me.
you thought that he was... See, I defend the decision, but it wasn't because he was insufferable. He was beloved. That's why I thought it was a good idea.
He was a shit bloke in a leather jacket with a good jawline. He was not a good man. He was the bare minimum king. Honestly, she would spiral and bounce off walls and have deep reflections, and he'd just be there leant up against a wall, just tensing his jaw, just like with judgy eyes and sighing at her craziness. And I just feel like because he tolerated Nina, he was deemed a feminist.
Oh.
Yeah, I had strong feelings about Dr. Patrick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
had a tempestuous relationship. It's true. When we had the first...
He gave
Hot Doctor.
emotionally unavailable dad vibes. Hot dad vibes.
Well, the first Hot Doctor, Dr. Chris, you remember him, Don Honey?
How could I forget?
He was dreamy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, personality-wise, him and Nina were probably pretty well matched and fine. So then we just needed all these ridiculous impediments. So then we thought, next love interest, we should make sure that there's a schism between the two of them so that even when they get together, it's still fiery and there's still drama. So that was the idea. There was some volatility to the relationship.
Sort of. But can you Michael says, I'll remember this to the day I die. I was sitting on the floor at your house and you were on your laptop typing and we've been discussing like, it's going to be time to kill a main character soon. And I remember I brought it up again and you said, can I tell you something? We've decided who we're going to kill. And I was like, tell me. and you're like, Patrick. And I remember I lunged at you and I said, yes.
I also showed you his screen test.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
early on.
How could I ever forget?
You were in the Offspring office and I showed you, and it was such a dramatic reaction because I was sitting there at my desk and Em propelled herself back, hit the wall, and then slid down to the ground and said, yes.
When I saw Matt Lonevez's screen
Yeah.
test, I knew.
Yeah.
I knew. Like, I remember that too.
He was cast then, so thank God, because it would have been terrible if he'd been like,
Michael tests men for their,
yes, that's true.
for their
right, yeah.
loins setting afire
Yeah.
and its abilityness with his mother and I.
That's true.
Which is interesting.
Different taste, but if you
Interesting.
both agree. I can't believe how loose I was about, like in today's world, you're so tightly, like I showed my mum his death episode months before it came out.
I think me
Isn't that
too.
wild?
I saw it.
What was I? They used to give it out on DVD.
I'm not going to tell anyone though.
No, but I feel like in this day and age, you wouldn't do that. Like you're too paranoid about things leaking.
You show me.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Now, in this day and age, you still show me.
well,
You do.
it's harder though. It's
Do you want me to
physically
lie?
harder.
Do you
No,
want me
but
to
you didn't see any of Newsreader 3.
but that
before
was
it
by
comes.
choice.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
I
but-
had have said to you,
But
bitch,
it's
send
also,
it, you would
it's
have.
partially a physical media thing. Like it's hard, like it's easy when you've got like DVDs in your hand to just whack them on anyway. Anyway.
But, so I'm so glad somebody's finally said it.
Look,
Do you wish to comment?
yeah, well, I mean, my comment is I did not. I thought that he had a devilish charm. I don't think that he was insufferable. I think maybe that sometimes they could be an insufferable couple. I have noticed a lot of people here that have been saying Nina was annoying AF, which that was, I remember that at the time, that was, people would always say that to me, Nina. So, and then every single year Asha would win Logies. But it's like she clearly divided the audience. I understand why.
Can you read, what are some of the other comments under there? What did the other people agree?
Nina was pretty insufferable as well. A match made in insufferable heaven. Thanks, Jillian. Kira Lee, thank goodness someone said it. There were women at my work the next day getting all teary about it. I did not agree with their distress, but clearly couldn't share my true feelings, and I've kept it in all these years. I was more upset that Leo turned into a jerk because I was really rooting for him. Leo, look, I'll just say Leo didn't turn into a jerk on my watch. End of season 5, Leo was still great.
Like
I don't know what
Aaron
happened after that.
Sorkin leaving the West Wing. Shh. He was out at season 5. He will not be held responsible for anything that happened.
No, Chris,
after.
this flabbers my gasts, and I cannot even. That sounds. I'm concerned about your flabbery gasts.
Yeah. Okay,
Anyway.
good. All right. This is from Emsolated Jillian.
I love this one.
Jillian says, if you get a television show, movie spoiled for you, that's on you, babes. Spoiler alerts can get in the bin. I have never agreed with a hot take more. I'm
Wow.
telling you, passionately, I agree.
Yeah.
I truly do.
I do as well.
Yeah, because your entertainment schedule is not my responsibility, honey. It's not.
The only caveat I would have on it would be if, like, you're on some sort of like sometimes I listen to things that are specifically review podcasts to sort of decide what to watch. And if they're presenting it in a very much like, let us explain what this thing's about. And if they're going to transition to, and now let us tell you the ending, I don't mind if they say, we're going to talk about the ending now. But
Don't listen to that podcast if you know they're talking about that. You know what? You can read what's on every single podcast before you press play.
Yeah.
If you even see the title of the show, don't play it.
Yeah.
It's your personal responsibility.
I always remember persistently back in the days when everyone watched things live, you would always get these Western Australian people on Twitter going, how could you? We're over here. We've still got 2 hours. And it's like, what? Get off Twitter. Yeah.
Like, I'm not responsible for your backlog of content. I'm sorry. You're very busy. But if you've got a 48-hour grace period with me and then all bets are off, I simply don't care. I will not tiptoe around you like you're some kind of landmine. I will speak freely about a topic and you will see it. And we put the words, like we'll put White Lotus at the top of this. And if you haven't watched it yet, you'll know to just skip forward.
You'll know.
But
having said that, you are also in the position of you quite like being spoiled. You like to watch something.
I don't mind because I don't think it makes a difference.
But also you find it comforting to like kind of like take out the shock and everything of it. Like,
but I don't think every time I watch The Lion King and Mufasa dies, I still cry. I know it's coming. It doesn't change yet. Every time I watch Titanic, I still yell at Rose, move over, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think knowing the crucial bit of information is going to change my enjoyment level.
There are some things, like I still remember when I saw The Sixth Sense, I had no idea. I saw it very early, had no idea about the ending. And that was a really amazing moment. And I was glad that wasn't. Do you want to know something really extraordinary?
I mean, do I get a choice? I do. I always do.
I watched Adolescence so early, I didn't realize it was a one-shot thing. So I was watching it going, how long is this shot lasting? This director really, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, this whole thing is one shot. Oh, but it must be. So I sort of discovered that in the moment, whereas I feel like now everyone's coming to the show just knowing it going in.
I always say that about you. You're such a trailblazer. You know, you're always the first. You're the first to realize it was one shot. You knew before everyone else.
No, I didn't know. That's what I mean. Before I watched it.
But you did know in the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very obvious in the moment.
Wow. I always say that about you. Trailblazer.
I know that this is shade.
It is not. I didn't even press the button.
All I'm saying is that sometimes there are experiences where it's great to know nothing. So I'm disputing. I'm arguing against your, I don't care, it never makes any difference, I still cry.
Oh, right. Sure, that is your right to argue a wrong opinion. The last one really hit home for me because I'm going to admit a lie I've been living for a very long time. And I think it was I've lost the original sheet. Somebody said.
Michael's got it. Michael's got it.
Aperol Spritz, thumbs down.
Yeah.
I have been pretending to like Aperol Spritzes for my entire adult life.
Why would you commit to such a facade?
I like the idea of them. I like that they represent a time spent in the Tuscan sun.
You like the colour palette.
I love
Also
that
your
it's
nationality.
orange. I like that it's Italian. I like that it's something that I only ever drank in Italy. But when I was drinking them in Italy, I remember just thinking this just tastes like bitterness and sadness and nail polish and orange rind.
It also has like,
It's like
shandy
Fanta
vibes.
with trauma. It's not good.
It just feels a bit diluted as well.
It's horrible. But for so long, I've pretended to like Aperol Spritzes. Does anyone actually love an Aperol Spritz? Would that be if aliens came and said to you, you can only have one drink, would anyone pick an Aperol Spritz?
No, not if I only had one drink. There have been times, particularly if it's like a very warm summer's day, where I can I think that you have to get into the bitterness. Do you like a Negroni?
No.
Okay, well then I think there's a palate thing going
It's
on
like,
as well.
I'm in the mood for a fresh cup of battery acid. I'll have a Negroni. That's how I feel about Negronis.
I got into Negronis during COVID.
I mean,
lockdowns.
that's a choice.
Yeah.
Because Negroni's not what we would call a light-on cocktail.
No, that's what I liked about it.
I
Let's get
bet.
the most alcohol into me at once.
I want the cocktails that cause me to black out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you like, do you like any bitter sort of things like that?
Nah, I have enough bitterness naturally.
Yes.
You said it.
Woo!
Bitch, I said what I said.
All
Oh,
right.
someone said, but after 3 weeks in Europe, it was 100% my drink of choice. So maybe it's just about we're in the wrong continent.
It's absolutely a location drink. I think that I would say that the taste of an Aperol changes when you're in Italy in the sun, living the Aperol lifestyle girl trademark. Yeah. Wearing linen. You can see a winery. You can see a pizza being made. The beautiful Mediterranean sun not burning you, giving you a beautiful sun-kissed glows on your face. And you've got a little Aperol Spritz, a little umbrella in it, a little straw. Suddenly, it tastes fine. But here, ugh, it's like, what did I do? It's like it's something you would drink to bring up a meal that accidentally poisoned you.
really
Like poison to get poison
Antidote.
up. Something. It's terrible.
Wow.
Anyway, I feel much lighter having gotten that off my chest.
Yeah.
All right,
No, I
that's it
didn't
for the
realise.
main app. Woo! We're keeping it quick.
Wow, it's a tight show.
Yeah, we're moving into sealed section where I'm going to give you the most ridiculously long and passionate review of Jesus Christ Superstar. We have so much to talk about. It's life-changing. I can't even tell you. We're also going to be discussing
The hectic US government text chat room drama.
somebody had a little text message whoopsie
Yeah.
involving national security and a journalist.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that too. You can only listen if you are an Emsolation Extra subscriber. If you are not, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Extra.
It's Emsolation Extra. Coming up on Emsolation Extra. Hi, Emsolation Extra subscribers. Welcome to the sealed section. We have some exciting things to discuss. First of all, I saw Jesus Christ Superstar
At last.
at last.
It was really wrong in the universe that I saw it in Sydney months before you. How did that happen?
Well, I think I was wanting to see it. I nearly cracked quite a few times, especially because I may or may not have heard some bootleg recordings. And Michael Painter was put on this earth to sing that role.
And you've known it for a long time.
And I've known that for a very long time.
You've known him and you've known the exact role he was destined to play.
Absolutely. And he would laugh at me. I've also got his next career move plotted out with thanks to my father.
Can you tell me?
Italian opera singer earning $50K a month.
Oh.
Do you know how much Pavarotti and all that used to make? Bocelli?
Yeah.
The Italians are mad for opera.
Yeah.
And you get a hot, good-looking, his wife's Italian, and you get a man who can sing like that. You go
Yeah.
over to Italy, he's set for life.
He should just take
He'll
his
be like the
shirt off
Keith
and do an
Urban of
interview.
Italian opera.
100%. 100%. And it turns out I said to Painter, because I may or may not have showed my dad some of Michael singing Gethsemane. How would I have a recording? Who's he
How?
can say? And my dad was like, what? He's wasted. He should be singing opera in Italy. And so I text Michael and he's like, yeah, Ivor Davis has been saying that to me for years. Ivor Davis of Ice House. Of course, Michael sings for Ice House quite often. So
That'd be amazing.
it was
Do
incredible.
you remember oh no, sorry. Can I do one? Do you remember when Aretha Franklin sang Nessun Dorma because Luciano Pavarotti got sick? And then she's like, yeah, I'll do it. And like one day later just comes out and does Nessun Dorma.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Not even time to rehearse it properly.
People don't understand the depth of her actual musicality, her musical genius.
Yes.
They just think of her as a great singer,
but
also an amazing musician and an ear, good stuff.
Beyonce cracked out some opera on Cowboy Carter, no less.
She sure did. Cynthia Erivo can also sing some incredible. There's a lot of singers, but Michael Painter's voice. Oh my God! So anyway, I held off because I wanted to see Melbourne opening night, hometown crowd. It was so good. I can't even tell you. And I was trying to watch him and also watch the audience respond to my friend doing what he was born to do, but also trying to take it in for myself, but also enjoying how people were just having a literal, non-religious, religious experience during a religious musical. But the way I felt
If you want to hear, or even better, watch what happened next, give yourself the gift of Emsolation Extra. For less than $2 a week, you get 2 bonus episodes every week, close friends access on Instagram, pre-sales ticket priority, and merch discounts. There's even exclusive video episodes of our sealed section every Thursday on our Extra tier for less than $3 a week. Find out more at emsolation.supercast.com now. Emsolation with Em Rusciano is recorded at Down the Hill Studios, hosted by Em Rusciano with Michael Lucas. Executive produced by Benjamin Wasley, produced by Em Rusciano. Edited by Ezekiel Fenn, with videos by James Henderson. Socials by Benjamin Wasley, Em Rusciano and Marcello Rusciano Barrow, with assistance from Jem Evans and Isabella Hines. You'll find links to get more Emsolation on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast. And thanks for listening. We can't wait to chat with you again soon.